A bit of an extended break there as the players take stock of the situation, but as we head to Vertigo, it's a very simple equation. One win, get this map. It is game over. Believe need it to stay anywhere near in contention. And well, the pistol started off well. Travis with a single kill, but flanked by Sunny and Banjo, he can do no more. The man advantage is found, and as a result, there's aggression all over the shop, which, well, Believe are more than willing to punish. Flamey trying to do what he can from inside of the site, but again, a one and done is not going to be enough. A mid-flank coming through all the while as Glowing sets himself up for a surely impossible retake, which indeed it is very shortly confirmed to be. Sunny finds a nice set of kills there, 3 to his name, and Believe have their pistol.
Yeah, good start. This is what we needed to see from them here. Said it's a questionable choice in general, picking into the best map for one win, but if they can just blow through these early rounds and never look back, then that won't be too much of an issue. Overpass, as we said, is one that on paper looks much more even between the two. It's a force buy though from one win. They're not getting the eco this time around. They played things a bit more securely back on Ancient. Vault already, picking up that opening kill. Through the smoke as well, I believe, over on mid.
Looks more ramp adjacent to me, but as always, the mini-maps are a fun one to read.
I get confused by the mini-map sometimes.
Yeah.
I somehow thought that was mid or mid left. It's like the middle of the weird way it is, so it threw me off when I said it.
Problem now for one win is a man down. Admittedly, with some good chip damage coming through onto Volt, it makes it very difficult to hold on to these sites as Glowing takes some spam damage of his own. Execute being lined up over towards this A site, a fully fledged commitment from this T side, and well, Nickelback trying to roll it back, does find one and actually does enough damage that Maze will take out his teammate in the crossfire. Buys a 3-on-3, but some over-aggression from Travis immediately corrects that course. And with Flamey down on just 13 points of health, this is going to take something special. Glowing a little bit of magic for his first, but very quickly it falls away. Maze with a quick double kill. Believe able to hold on to their second round, perhaps a little more expensive than they would have liked, but up against the force buy with an eco to follow, I'm sure they won't mind too much.
No, it should be just straightforward here anyway. You get the Berettas, a few upgraded pistols at most. I wouldn't imagine Kevlar's even an option, so a clean round should be very achievable. Stack around mid somewhat. They're at least keeping heavy presence in one area. That's what you want to see when you have these weaker investments. Try and combine the firepower, and well, Glowin's actually gotten himself an opening kill over towards the ramp already. Vault had a lot of success around that area in the previous round. Tried it again, and this time not so much. They might have a shot at taking out Sunny here if they're to focus their attention, but not really pushing the issue too much when they don't spot him.
Man advantage to play with here for the CT side, so they can afford to be a little funkier with it. And well, that call might just be the right one. They're starting to aggress down scaffolding. Looking for a fight that's going to be given to them. 4 bodies working their way up the ramp. The timings are going to be everything here. Nobody actually peeking the ramp itself. Everybody was lying in wait for a scaffold play, which Banjo will now start to give them. Nickelback out in no man's land. He's going to be in an awkward spot. Goes down freely. Next up, the Julies and the Deagle, but it's a second before he goes down, and that's just about all that AK needed. Banjo buys them a 2-on-3, and Travis, well, he's on the flank. But with Sensei ducking under these sandbags, the angle's rough. Does manage to grab at least one, but then his lack of armor betrays him, and with Deco on nothing more than a default pistol, having been spotted out by the lane player already as well. Well, this one feels like it should be a recipe for disaster. 13 HP left. Deco ducking and diving, doing all he can. But with 3 kills against them, it is going to be a third round on the board for Believe. At the very least, the damage is solid from one win, but they need to start converting on it.
Yeah, no, I mean, for what they went into that round with, that turned out pretty well, I've got to say. But as you said, it probably won't matter unless this first gun round actually works out for them. So this is where things get serious. Up on Deco, he's having a slightly slower start, but it's only round 4. We'll give him a few rounds to start putting up a performance like he had in that previous map. Oh, that nade onto Sunny. Will at least get himself the control for his efforts.
Oh.
Deco being wallbanged to bits. Not sure how he was even spotted right there. Bit of a wallbang through a spam through the smoke as well, I believe. Maybe wasn't even spotted. Either way, early damage is going to be in favor of Believe. I was gonna say that gives them the ability to perhaps slow things down a small bit, but no, never mind. They were pressuring onto B. Banjo, good opening kill. Sunny took a ton of damage though, so they were forced to slow things down until the bomb got nearby, and I think now they've completely decided against the commitment, knowing that the rotations already could have come in.
This is carnage. They've done their homework, Believe. They knew where Deco was playing. They baited in Travis beautifully. And now a 3v5 glowing behind the sandbags. There is no molly to clear this out. Timing could be everything as he hears this A-site hit coming in. He'll get the freebie, low HP bar for a second, and a teammate there to trade him. Flamey's bought himself half a chance here in the 1v2, but the flank spotted means that, again, they can just double back on this. They can just go straight and fly into that B bomb site. Flamey will not be there in any kind of time. And with bomb going down, no util and a 2v1 after plant. Even with the damage confirmed, this is going to be a big ask of the vet. No defuse kit either, so he's got to get a bit of a shift on here. Banjo tucked in close, and yeah, Flamey realizes the situation, looks at the cards he's been dealt, and realizes he's going to have to play for a different hand altogether. It will be a 4th round on the board for this T-side of Believe, who are increasingly looking like they have done their homework on this one-win defense on Vertigo and know exactly how to break it down.
Yeah, I'm liking it so far. Decent attempt at the recovery then from Glowing and Flamey, but just didn't pan out, unfortunately. Even with this op being saved, I don't really think they're going to be going for the full buy. Maybe some pistols and Kevlar behind it, but a full investment would be pretty risky. Go back. Not sure he's the one you'd be giving the op to. Yeah, hand it over to Deco in the end. And just a half investment as expected. But on paper, it still should be a 5-0 scoreline here for Believe. So they're putting in a really strong performance here on what we kept stressing was one win's strongest map, their go-to pick. So far, they're struggling to really get anything on the board at all.
Yeah, really not finding their marks. Glowing, a standout player at the moment, but looking a little isolated in the field. Deco dropped across the AWP to try and get something going with it. Believe aware of the situation, aware of the finances, just playing passively into these opening moments. Only now starting to think about probing any kind of mid control. And even that will be called off. So they just sit and wait, just biding their time, bleeding out as much of that CT utility as they possibly can. Already just 2 smokes and a flash remaining of this half buy. As ramp control starts to be taken, slowly but surely Believe are working their way in towards an execute here. Nickelback hoping to be cheeky with this boost, has an AWP to back him up, but disassembles right as it might have found some purchase. Timing's all over the shop.
Very slow round, all things considered. Maybe would have wanted the op to try and find a little bit more in the early stages. Now the pressure's on as this execute begins to come true. Delayed pretty massively though. I mean, time definitely is becoming an issue here, especially as the initial 2 kills go the way of 1 win. Sunny with the late wrap around in through alley here should have a decent chance. The Deagle's the only one looking at the moment. He gets that initial kill, a chance to get the drop on the upper perhaps as well, and it's all swinging back around again. Deco's left alone. He knows where they both are as he confirms the upper's position, but Maze is in for the trade. 5-0, it's a much closer round, and considering how little they had going into it, just saved up and some pistols, it's decent, but they just need to start winning rounds.
Yeah, for a second you wanted to believe there. It felt like it really could happen. Just not quite able to stick the landing again. 4v3, admittedly with lesser firepower, a couple missed opportunities. Deco not quite able to clutch it out, and as you said, 5-0 down already. Team who, well, both teams fairly even when it comes comes to splits, need to start firing off, and well, that's a way to start it. Nickelback through the smoke finds one, a tag onto the second as Deco assists. And a two-man advantage found early on in proceedings for the first time in a long time. CT side sitting pretty.
Definitely the most comfortable position they've had. This one falls apart, they're kicking themselves, so let's see what the plan is for Believe. They still have time at least. They're not pressed, they're not pushing too much. They have a few rounds there on the board, obviously, so I don't think they're going to let themselves get too panicked in the 3-on-5. Just expecting maybe for that B aggression to come in. Both of them chilling down towards B at the moment. Sunny waiting for any sort of mid-aggression, I believe, so they will probably go in for this split eventually. I think hoping that the bit of presence both of them showed previously would have prompted a rotate so Sunny could actually get someone, but it's only now that he's able to eventually start making something happen. There we go, a kill on Nickelback. They have 35 seconds left. They need to hurry up and start getting their way in towards this bomb site. Well, any sort of resistance really could put a stop to it. Tons of damage done. Well, it's capitalized on by Glowing in the end, leaving Sunny alone. They know he was around mid as well, and honestly at this point he just doesn't have the time.
Site player will be kicking himself there. He's dinked both of them and finished neither, but the damage confirmed is enough for Glowing on the backstab to get the job done. And at this point, as you said, Sunny with no time, looking to hold on to his AK-47, knowing that the money's not going to be kind to them. Every round has been expensive. Every fight has been hard fought, so the buy will not be available. Half, maybe, if that, and with 4 players in solid positions financially over on the one-win side of things. The reinvestment will cost them most of it, but a good buy into this one. Travis, the only player taking any kind of sacrifices as the force comes out for Believe, and it's much less pretty. Couple of AKs flanking the Deagles. In need of a little bit of something special, which thus far they have been able to deliver. Maze knocking on the door at 9-1 has looked solid in a way we didn't really see on Ancient. Perhaps that could be the catalyst here, as it's going to be a faster approach up this ramp. Sensei leading the way with one of those AK-47s, but he's put down immediately. At the very least recoverable, but Believe already missing a man.
Really, they just, at the very least, want to make this a costly round, get a few kills out of it, so that even if one win do start to build up a bit, they don't get the economy into too comfortable of a position. Vault is hitting some nasty shots right now. This could be dangerous. Glowing still tucked in on the sandbags. Maybe not expected, considering they've already taken out 2, and he definitely has the drop here on at least 1. A second kill if he can land on the head. At this point, might just not want to risk it. Doesn't have the option, though, with the mollies coming through, and eventually escapes back to join his teammate. Although, actually, staying very aggressive. This could be risky, but he's making it work. There we go. Glowing, he has the confidence. Makes sense at the moment. He's leading the way pretty substantially over there on the one-win side of things. Hopefully he can get the ball rolling for everyone else.
Feels like he needs to as well. That was more expensive than it should have been. Very nearly lost the AWP off the edge of Vertigo. Just about able to hold on to it, but a couple of kills found makes it that little bit more worrisome for one win. The reinvestment comes in. You see it. Nickelback dropping onto the MP9. Glowing. Just $250 left in the bank as he buys. Admittedly, this round it's up against just Glocks and an opportunity to stabilize them for Nickelback to farm, but in future rounds it will not be so kind. Aggressive A-ramp control the play in this one. Put Nickelback in a position to get that MP9 nice and up close and personal, which is exactly what he does. Full A-ramp control taken. No flashbang to get them back into that either, so if they want to retake it, it's just going to be Glocks up against an MP9. The meat grinder will follow. So instead, it's over towards B to chance their arm against the AKs of Travis and Flamey.
See if their timings work out here. Hoping they get the boost up and maybe swing at the same time on the steps. They can overrun Travis, and if there is a weapon to be taken, or did they clip through the wood and give away their position?
Something happened there, either a head or a clip, because immediately you saw the spam from Travis. He knew what was up. And with that, the round should just peter away into nothingness. Maze hoping that maybe a cheeky angle will net him a kill.
Had at least taken
one of these rifles away, and well, he will get one on the burst fire Glock before he goes down. Flamey able to trade his teammate's death, however. With one rifle taken away. I mean, with 5 Glocks, one rifle taken away, it's not a bad look at all.
No, not terrible. We weren't expecting too much, in fairness. It just they had a decent little plan going. I just think they got a little bit unlucky with the game mechanics there, and they gave their position away. So it's unfortunate. One win, they take a few clean rounds for themselves. They start to build up some economy, which is what they need here on this CT side, so that they're not so vulnerable to just losing a single round and then being broken. Dave, on the other hand, getting the guns out once again, want to see if they can pick up where they left off a while ago and back into their winning ways. Not as aggressive on the peaks around ramp this time either, since Vault has been so quick to punish them. And the utility go down first.
Yeah, he's looking for it again, playing around those smokes. CT side forced to respect it given the success he's had. Counter his aggression into middle, and Flamey is rewarded for his efforts here. An opening pick, Nickelback once more as well, knowing that he's just on that MP9, spots the backpack for a cheating terrorist, but not able to capitalize. Happy, at least for now, with that man advantage, as Believe looking a little scattered. No real control to work with. You've got Volt having half a probe up the scaffolding. A little bit of presence over towards B, as Volt is going to be pot flashed in. Deco not blind, opts to stick it. HE will follow, and Banjo has started to take out the B site hold. Flamey falls, which might cause a slightly harried rotation here, which is exactly what Believe are hoping for. Yet to come through, as Deco and Glowing hold firm on the A site, which will be the final target here with just 30 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be on to Deco and Glowing to really hold this one out. Timings will be absolutely everything here. Deco down on half HP, needs a very quick kill and retreat. The utility will call Nickelback in, but it's only the MP9 on this rotate. The rifles need to find early purchase, and they grab the bomb, but that's a timing. Glowing, caught in no man's land, will deny his AWP the opportunity to finish it. But with just 8 seconds left, Maze surely in no possible situation to get this one done. Nickelback is toying with his prey as well. They'll look for him after time. They know he's in towards the scaffolding. Nickelback wants the kill, but will be denied it. And a 4th round on the board for 1 win.
And not as clean as some of the previous, but considering they were up against the guns and that one, and now they're gonna have mostly an eco to face off against, should still have the opportunity to keep on building things up and make up for the losses that they suffered there. There is one rifle at least in play, so I'm not gonna count out Believe. Perhaps a bit more freedom with these Tech 9s at the Mac 10 to lead the charge. The AK in the background, it's in the hands of Maze as well, who's playing a really good game, so don't want one win to get too complacent. Nade a little bit earlier and it would have done a ton of damage. Still does land on 2, but I mean 2 or 3 seconds before that and 4 of them were absolutely destroyed.
Gonna go for the boost here or not. Hot flash through, fully blinded, nothing to do for Flamey, and this B site looking incredibly vulnerable now. Travis is actually the sole defense. Rotation timings are awkward, and Sunny on a recovered M4 has grabbed 2 out of absolutely nowhere. A drive-by tech from Sensei, and oh no, this round has fallen apart. Sunny's already hunting and actually been left to live by Deco. Volt won't expect the close player. There's the first. This would be a monstrous clutch. Sensei on that AK inside of the site now and finds a clean headshot. The tech's exactly as predicted, Dean. A little bit more pace, a little bit more run and gun, and they grab a 6th T-side round for Believe that absolutely decimates the CT economy.
Yeah, that was the problem with the previous round not being as decisive as they would have wanted, and Believe out of nowhere get another lifeline. They have a chance to start running away with this T-side again. Only get 1900, 1 win doing this next round also, so that's not enough for Flamey or Glowing. It's not great for Nickelback. I mean, he'd just about be able to scrape together to buy, but in general, the economy will still be pretty shaky, so Believe are going to have a chance to really get things going and potentially run up towards 9, maybe even 10 rounds if they can take the next couple shaky gun rounds. The Deagle boost. Don't see this as often anymore. Tends to get red too easily.
Not necessarily all that aware though. Deco, it looked like he was going to clear that, and at the last moment he started to concentrate on the lane instead. Unfortunately for one win, that kill has come at a price as Travis has gone down elsewhere, which is going to really start to cause some problems because, again, in this 4-on-4, make it 3-on-4, you can't afford to be a man down. You're lacking firepower. You need the bodies to throw at these kind of rounds, and at this point, I believe starting to work their way up the A ramp in towards that A site. This one, again, is going to feel like it's slipping away from the CT side. Might even want to consider saving if they think the situation's that unviable. This next round buy is not going to be pretty for a couple of players. Armor on the likes of Flamey might be a worthwhile endeavor to hold on to. Dinks through walls, dinks through everything except skulls as Sensei deals with Deco. Flamey not able to get anything done against the AWPer either, and Nickelback, well, tucked deep. He's just looking for the exits. It's a 7th round on the board for Believe, and a T-side that is starting to fly here on a map that we really thought they were going to struggle in, clearly coming into it with a plan.
Yeah, shut down pretty quickly though. Doesn't really seem like much damage is going to be done either unless Nickelback can land a couple nasty shots here as they're backing away. Might actually catch Sunny. Not quite, no. Unfortunate. And it peeks into a tower of players, which doesn't make things very, very easy at all for him. 7-4 for Believe. It looked like things were going to be tied up not too long ago, so the fact that Believe have got themselves back into a pretty solid lead like this, they've got to be feeling good. And again, as I mentioned, this gun round is, again, quite shaky. I mean, what, an MP9 and a FAMAS, the nades could be slightly better. Do they have a kit? They actually don't. That's surprising. I thought they would have. Either way, it's not everything they would have asked for.
Definitely some concessions being made. Lack of kit, the most glaring. Knowing they're running out, they're going to try and play proactively. Bolt has read this, gets the first, will at least be traded, but that's a trade the T-side will take. Stripping the rifles away from one win, forcing some rotations as well, as currently Nickelback solo out towards A. A little cheeky boost up for Banjo as well. This time no gun clipping to betray him. Travis up close on White. This is going to be a rough old angle to hold. Banjo's up and over. Travis is aware, but not able to find the kill. Low HP on Banjo, but Flamey can only keep him trapped for so long. He's got bodies flying at him from this ramp. Drops the smoke to try and buy a little bit of time. Rotation at least in from Deco. But Flamey's got to get more done here. Playing around the headshot boxes. Spot multiple can find none. He's desperately clawing onto any kind of a way to stay in this round on 7 HP now as they retreat out of B. And instead look to double back their efforts over towards A. All on to Nickelback. That hero rifle with a hell of a lot to do. Out towards the scaffolding. They will charge him down here. This spray is everything. He manages to rein it in for 2. Sensei's tech will finally put him down. But he's done everything he could have been asked of. Now it's on to Deco and Flamey to close this one out. 1v2. Sensei desperately low on health, and he's not expecting the position of Flamey. One winner scrapping their way through this CT side, but they're just about holding on, Dean.
I could see a chance for him there. I mean, Deco at the op, Flamey was low. If an op shot was missed, it could have worked out, but doesn't quite go that way. Double op setup being carried over by one win as well. We'll see if this pays off. Can be kind of risky on the retakes, but we'll see. This is potentially the final, well, one of the final buys for Believe. Anyway, if this one goes south, they're on an eco. The chance for one win to tie things up at 7-7. So
Ooh.
I was going to say a lot on the line here. If it slips away, they could end up conceding 10, and with an opening kill going the way of Believe already as they shut down that B aggression, things are starting to look pretty awkward. Never mind. Caught around the smoke at the bottom of ramp, and then kind of an unnecessary push, I'd say, on mid.
A little isolated, certainly. Even if you think it was necessary, he could have done with some extra support, and well, now slowly being picked apart edge by edge. Banjo and Sensei left to pick up the pieces, but they're tagged down as well. Sensei taking a wall bang to 35. Puts one win in a fantastic position to close this one out and potentially actually break the economy as well of this T side. Banjo flashed in. The flash won't do anything. Deco and Glowing will mop up. 4 players kept up. The double AWP setup works out brilliantly for one win as they look to force their way back into proceedings here. This one surely to be a half buy. And 7 rounds off the CT side they've had. I think one win will take that every day of the week.
Yeah, 7 on the board, and 8 is going to be very possible as well. We can keep things together here and not lose out to the pistols and keep it going for the gun round, of course. Already seeing a buy not too much stronger than this. There was a saved rifle when they made it work, but still these pistols can be dangerous, as we've seen. The nades, I was holding my breath to see whether Banjo was going to step into it, but no, they slowed things down. Waited out the small bit of utility.
I like how they play these kind of rounds, the T side. Just try and group, play as a unit, play together with some flashes, and it gets them a trade, gets them a rifle. Out towards the scaffolding. Low HP bars are plenty, but the only man with the full health gets himself the AK. May's leading the charge in terms of kills as well, so the right man to give the opportunity to on the Believe side of things. Nickelback's HE could do a ton of work here if he can place it well. Problem is, the second man on this A-hold is Deco, so those low HP bars become less and less of an issue, and as the HE sails away from this T-side offense, this could still get awkward. Deco remains posted deep inside of the site, only now retreating to headshot to flash his teammate in. As the run boost comes out, nice shot from one, picks him out the sky. A second is missed, but the damage is surely done. Banjo able to grab at least a second kill, but it won't be enough. Deco firing off with that AWP like the chime of a grandfather clock, just continues to hit kills. And at 7 apiece, I mean, this is a solid CT recovery now, Dean. If they can go in with the lead, that would be a magnificent comeback.
Yeah, it really would. And I mean, you have Deco performing incredibly well. Glowing, though, not normally one of the players you need up at the top of the scoreboard. So if Travis starts to kind of find his footing here on Vertigo as well, then things could be very dangerous in the second half for Believe. So I think they'd very much like to at least have that small lead heading into that second half. Let's see. Spam coming in. Not too much damage being landed there. Not substantial at all, I don't think. But no, they back off. So not sticking around for the fights for too much longer. They dealt out a small bit onto Vault, and again, it's just a pretty standard default. They'll look for this late ramp control, see what way the fights go. It's the standard approach.
Just stolen. Yeah. Fairly handshake approach to the ramp. The initial utils there from the CT side. They back away. The T's start to take it. Dropping as many nades as they can on the CT side of things just to try and make it awkward. Another boost, this time slightly more of an off angle. Not going to come through with anything, however. And with just under a minute left on the clock, that ramp control will start to be conceded the way of Believe. 4 players creeping their way up as Banjo just looks to play the distraction. Glowing wants the info, and oh, he's caught a lovely little timing there. 3 on the trot. The spray down held to perfection. And he guts Believe's chances of a last round here. Banjo left in a 1v4 that surely ends in tragedy, and indeed it does. 8-7 as we head to the halftime break. After a rough old start to proceedings, it is OneWin who find themselves with the lead, headed onto the T side of Vertigo. 8-7. The CT come back, finding them a nice little nest egg on which to try and build. As into the T side pistol we head, aggression from both sides down the ramp, but it's Nickelback who comes out on top. The damage onto Glowing is significant, sure. The kills perhaps more so. Banjo under pressure over on this B site, trying to stay alive as long as he possibly can, will be forced to fade away, and Flamey and Travis, well, they take him to the grave. 2 clean headshots leave Volt and Sunny scrambling. And with a smoke down already, this becomes surely an impossible CT pistol retake.
Yeah, it's really worst case scenario. OneWin been able to pick up the early win on their T side here, on their T side rather, with this pistol. They'll have a chance to control the pace and just keep on building up this lead for themselves. I do believe, of course, the marker about who won that first map is currently wrong. Just quite yet.
Just in case you wanted to be confused about things. And as OneWin look to hunt down these remaining pistols, they do not want to let anything be saved here. Trying to compound the punishment. Sunny switches to the Glock, but it won't even matter. Everything is stripped away from the CT side as OneWin, as you said, find themselves a fantastic platform to build off of here. A clean start, and suddenly, for a Believes team who traditionally are quite T-sided, this becomes one hell of a mountain to climb.
Yeah, I mean, we'll really know how it's going to go once the first gun round gets going, but this being a full eco, OneWin, they're probably going to have a shot at keeping all 5 alive. Flamey knows what they're up against. He doesn't even bother buying a weapon. He's just going to stick on the USB. And they'll send Glowing in on a bit of a hunt. You had plenty more bullets, man. What was that? A Call of Duty reload right there.
Gets away with it, at least for now. Banjo next up. Nice shot for the first at the very least, but unfortunately, that is only the MAC-10, so the level of concern is fleeting at best for OneWin as they look to hunt down their last victim. Flamey on that pistol will be found, but again, I mean, losing a saved USP and a MAC-10 is really of no concern for the OneWin boys, so they get their double digits. The rifles come out. OneWin save 3 of theirs, and this buy starts to go a long way to deciding if this is going to be a competitive second half.
It's not too bad. Enough would have been nice. A kit as well, also lacking, but other than that, the FAMAS being the weak weapon isn't too big of a deal. OneWin themselves, of course, keeping a little in, but it is a bonus round for at least 3 of them. They obviously have that playing in their favor currently. Nothing too crazy though in the early stages. Similar approach to what we were getting from Believe on their T side. I think with a bit more focus looking to be put towards mid. Sunny was usually alone around here while probing. Got a duo, a bit of support for Flamey with Nickelback in here to assist them. It's really just causing Believe to run down their utility, which is the main goal for OneWin.
Exactly what they're looking for here. Bleed the nades away, see how much you can get out of this CT side, who now just have 2 smokes. Make it 3, I can't count remaining. Still a minute left on the clock as well. Shown no commitment towards either site just yet, the T side. Now looking to group potentially over towards that A ramp. Missed T side smoke makes it a little bit more awkward with 45 seconds left on the clock. And we'll start to group and start to plan their execute. Good utility available as well, as Believe looking like they want to play a little more of a retake-minded setup here. Leaving Volt solo over towards the A site. A couple players to pinch into mid. And a 2-man B setup. Yeah, it is going to be just Volt here. And OneWin yet to show any face. Now the utility starts to come out, and Volt is going to be in a position of immense pressure here. Up on the headshot box, down to half HP. The flashbang is good, the jump not so much. Nickelback, 10 seconds left, knows he's got to get this down now if he's going to have a chance, and indeed he does. Flamey dinked up and dealt with through the smoke, buys a man advantage for the CT side. And now the chaos reigns. There is nobody on the flank here. It is a straight up retake. This is good old-fashioned Vertigo, this. No messing about. 4-on-5 around the edges of the smokes. Glowing shows himself yet to find a kill as they charge on in. Now Nickelback strikes up close, finds a couple of quick kills with teammates in support, and it's a slaughter. The smoke fades and it unleashes the AKs of OneWin. They have 11 and they break the bank once more of Believe.
Yeah, this is starting to shut down any hope really that you may have of this being a 3-map series here. Unfortunately, Believe need to come alive on their next gun round, otherwise it's just going to be too much, I think. OneWin, they awoke. I mean, Glowin's been having a nutty performance throughout this game as well. Deco's been doing okay. Nickelback doing okay as well. Flamey and Travis kind of chilling, but they've still had their moments. The Mac 10 again, though, on the hunt through Ali. He's going to find 3 of them. The boost coming in, he reads it perfectly. He saw the player looking at them, and he's like, yeah, there's something going on, something dodgy in behind these boxes. Good money from the Mac 10, and potential disrespect if he can get more with the dual Berettas.
He wants it. He's charging across the map here.
He's got 1 gun for each of the standing members.
He's had so much time to reload that Mag 10 as well. He's been charging everywhere. And here are the Julies looking for the ace. It's Deco. Up against the half HP Banjo. Banjo scared. Banjo should be. The Julies get it done. It's an ace for Deco up against the Eco, and it is money. He's got Scrooge McDuck money now. Put it in a pool and jump into it. Barely goes below 5 digits as he invests into the next one, and this is do or die time now for Believe. That money is going to cause serious issues. Even if they can get this round over the line, it needs to be clean, and it has to start now.
Yeah, or never. It's goodbye. This time, no weaknesses, at least. That doesn't really seem to have been the issue so far, though. OneWin just looking in control on this D side. Nade-wise as well, they're already connecting a bit of damage there on towards Vault in the opening seconds. May not seem like a lot, but definitely can help them out. Deco juggling the flashes.
Oh, I so wanted him to drop one over the
By
bridge
accident.
there.
Tries to bring it fully across and it just falls through.
Not to be. Again, a very passive start to things from this T side. Travis is looking for a poke, but flashed in by Sunny. Banjo does well to clear the corner. There won't be an immediate trade either. More flashes over the top to ward away the OneWin re-offensive. They are still thinking about this B site, however. Third player fast on rotation in the form of Sensei. It's a good setup out towards B. Presence is here, but OneWin fancy a fight. 4v5. 40 seconds still left on that clock. Sensei still with a molly to deny control as well. If he can get there in time, as here comes the utility over the top. The execute starts to wind its way in. Banjo stays, finds Nickelback just as the smoke starts to plume, and this goes from bad to worse for OneWin. Sensei continuing to pick them off. Slight gaps in the smoke that they can't see, just harboring CTs perfectly. As Deco down on 16 HP is the next to fall, and Glowing, well, we said they needed to get out of this round cleanly. So far, they've kept all 5 alive, and it will be 4. Glowing with a solo kill. All that he can muster, the gap at just 4 rounds. The buys will keep on coming, but Believe have bought themselves a lifeline here.
Yeah, a chance to keep this one going. It's going to take a while before they start to find things will become any easier, though, because that economy is in a ridiculous position for OneWin, even after rebuying. Flamey, sure, he doesn't have quite what they'd need into this next round, but everyone else pretty much would make it work. So let's see what the plan is for Believe here. Desperately needing to take a few rounds in a row before they could really let anything slip. Glowing has to play in the smoke and turn away from the flash. I was going to say, if any sort of a spam had have came in from Volter, he probably would have been dead. Thankfully, didn't come in initially anyway, and he's given a bit of time to start backing away. So they're happy to concede the ramp control for now. They've already forced a few smokes and flashes and such out in this area from Believe, and well, they'll begin moving in eventually with a couple nades of their own being thrown down.
Well-placed molly to try and force Volt off his angle. Glowing's already matrixed his way past one spray. Won't want to risk too many more. As he is having a poke at that ramp. Not to be, though. Volt over the top of the smoke has had that position on lock and continues to do so. Man advantage once more is there for Believe. A little bit of room to work with. It's gonna be the ramp hit, though. A dink, not quite enough for Maze as Nickelback's AK reigns supreme, but it's still a 4-on-4 with good damage. And limited time left on the clock for OneWin. They have got to make a decision and make a play. It's a heavy-handed stack over towards A for Believe. And that's exactly where OneWin want to head. 25 seconds. The flash is good. Travis gets one. They need a lot more, though. And it's going to start coming through. Nickelback, with bomb on his back, somehow stays alive just about long enough to pull Travis in to bail him out. He should have been dead. He was a bullet from it, but the bomb will go down instead. And Banjo has to start thinking about conceiving a 1v3 out of nothing. He's got the first, but he's brought down, and Deco finishes the job. Nickelback there, that movement pretty much, I don't want to say single-handedly gets OneWin the round, but it goes a long way to making sure they can hold on to it.
Yeah, I have no idea how they were able to flip that round on its head, to be honest. The presence was all there around the A-bomb site as well. I believe looked like they were ready, but no, just a few awkward timings, a bit of a whiffed spray onto the bomb carrier walking onto the bomb site as well. That could have changed the fate of things. And yeah, with that now 13-8, the chance that Believe had slipping away a little bit. The economy's still there, so at least they have their buy for now. Glass cannon up though, limited utility. It's not perfect, and this goes south. They're ecoing and then playing for overtime, so be rough. Already a player up close that I don't think they were fully aware of, and Deco lands the wall bang.
Big opening kill.
What's his angles?
Sensei on that glass cannon as well. The A-bomb site starts to feel very vulnerable here. They're going to try and enable Sunny into some kind of a peek, but oh, Flamey catches him right as he turns his back to retreat, sees nothing, calls nothing, dies anyway. And now 3-on-5. Sensei needs this shot desperately if he's going to make something out of this round. Does grab the first. Deco down. There is still a possibility here with two CT defenders inside of this A site. There's still time and space for this AWP to make something of it. Missed shot onto Nickelback as he shoulders the angle. The execute starts to come in. Bomb is keen to commit to this A site, but there's gaps in the smoke. There's angles to play with. Travis baiting the AWPer out, but can't quite punish it as the nades will start to. Nickelback relying on Glowing to bodyguard him, but the kills just keep on coming. Travis able to find the AWPer, and Flamey, whilst he dies, it will not be in vain. It's 14. Economy strung out for Believe. The gap at 6, and OneWin are really starting to accelerate over on their T side.
Feeling almost inevitable at this point. It's a single mistake really from Believe, and things would be gone, since they do have to likely concede the 15th and then hope to be able to pull off 7 in a row. One rifle at least. Maze decides to go the hero rifle route, which makes sense at this point. If you can give yourself a bit of a chance to maybe get this round, it's worth taking. Unfortunately, peeking towards mid doesn't go too well. He's forced to back off and already trade that out to Sunny.
Being smart with it. Sunny's got some Kevlar as well. Volt also, so there's plenty of options for players who can take the hero rifle. There's another slow start for OneWin. Starts to transpire, but Nickelback, oh, he has threaded the needle beautifully. Maze backed off of that mid control as he lost the health. Nickelback just wandered on through so silently that even I didn't see it, and secured them series point. 15-8 it will be. 3 players with Kevlar will want to save into the next. That M4 could be critical to their hopes of stringing together some kind of comeback. So the Pistols will begin their bodyguarding duties, and to be honest, I don't think OneWin will hunt this one down too ferociously.
Nah, not really worthwhile. They'd just really be risking giving over more weapons to Believe, if anything. So yeah, let them have that one M4. They were buying into this next round either way, and well, frankly, OneWin have quite a few opportunities to actually seal the deal here, so shouldn't be too much trouble for them. I mean, after how this map started off, it really did look like Believe had a good game in store for us, had a good showing, and probably were going to send us over towards overpasses as a decider, but I don't know. It felt like we hit a point here where they just completely fell off.
Yeah, the T side had moments, right? And then very quickly it got dodgy. Felt like OneWin had worked out what was going on. They had their response. And from there, well, I think if Believe had a plan for the T side, they're a little more confused and a little more concerned with their CT. They've really not been able to bring too much to the table thus far. And this is why we said, you know, if you're going to pick into your opposition's normal map pick, you've got to come at it with a plan, and you've got to come at it with a plan that works. And the CT, well, it's been a little one-dimensional. It's been a little standard, hasn't it? And that is always going to be trouble when you're coming up against a team with an 88% win rate who like to play this map of Vertigo. So, well, Believe have made their bed, and now they've got to lay in it. 7 rounds to find to force us to OT, to dream of map 3. There's going to be plenty of buys out of OneWin before then, because look at their economy. Again, it is going to get harder before it gets easier, even if Believe can start to string these rounds together.
Yeah, it's ironic that they only have 1 loss here on this map. Their past few months of performances. Goes to show you, and even then that was a 16-13 loss only to LDLC, who are obviously pretty capable, so kind of forgive them on that one. Yeah, 7 chances, as we said, for OneWin to close this out. Believe they need to be flawless, and even if they are flawless, they still need to get it over the finish line here and then somehow make a 3rd map happen as well. It seems damn near impossible, but this is why we love CS. Crazy things can happen, even if I don't fully believe in
it. We've seen more improbable things happen. Again, a slow start from OneWin, just feeling it out. Not wanting to throw any early punches. Utility once more to flush out a couple of these players. Volt, on this occasion, opting to play close to the Molotov, knowing he's got support available, and they're going to go for a retake here. 3 players in position, Flash is available, Glowing forced to play around this one way. Teammates a long way behind as well. Molotov forces him up onto the box, up into the smoke, and there is multiple bodies waiting on the other side of it. He is looking completely the wrong way here, but he still gets one. Sunny just about able to trade, and trades are needed now as 3-on-3. Sunny retreats to the relative safety of the bomb site. The A ramp hold has been disassembled, and with 30 seconds left, they're going to have to get on with this now, the T side. Molotov goes in to flush Sensei out, but it's Sunny up close and personal who could do it all. Travis manages to deny, and at this point, the bomb site is open for the taking with 18 seconds left. Banjo and Sensei, though, they have got util here. Molotov onto the default plant spot. There is a smoke to potentially extinguish, but they're going to fight this one tooth and nail. They know there's limited time. Sensei draws it into the 2-on-2, and now as Flamey plants, they will run him down. Deco gets one, but it won't be enough. A miracle round, one that's desperately needed. Sensei will be allowed to save the AWP, but it has come at quite some cost for the CT side.
Yeah, Deco a bit frustrated that they lose that out there, of course, on the time and only with the bomb being stopped, but as you said, despite losing out the round, they still have a good opportunity here because a single player survives. All of the money comes into the reinvestment, and really the pressure is staying on. So I don't think OneWin will be sweating too much quite yet. Flamey has absolutely no nades. It's interesting. He has money. He could have got them if he wanted. Is he just going to go wild somewhere looking for an entry? It looks like that is the case. It's in towards mid where he wants to challenge, and he was expecting a boost, not the op straight up on the corner, because he walks into Sensei a bit oblivious as to what was going on.
Gift of a kill to open things up for the CT side, and one they will be ever grateful for. Bolt spots them out on the jump peak as well, but doesn't want to overcommit, knowing that they've got the man advantage. No need to push the issue. Sensei makes it 2, and this is much more like it from Believe. A 3rd on the spam of Volt. And well, 7 rounds becomes 5, and suddenly you start to think maybe there isn't overtime in this game yet. OneWin looking to impart at least a bit of damage, but it's not to be. Banjo deals with Travis beautifully. And at this point, Deco in a 1v5, this will do a fantastic job of bolstering that CT economy. He knows he wants to try and take away at least a couple of rifles. Teammates in a position they can buy again, so a save not really required, but how much can he realistically get done at this point? He is pinned in from all possible angles, and as this smoke starts to fade, Sensei will have his third. The AWPer showing up to make it just a 5-round deficit.
Yeah, I mean, maybe now I'm beginning to worry a little bit. I don't know if the players will be too worried about it yet, but this is where I start believing if this round goes wrong, it's an eco, but leave then go up towards 12 rounds, and at that point there's only one, maybe two more gun rounds, depending on how bomb plants and such go. So yeah, it begins to become achievable at this point. You can see the road forward anyway. These speed bumps definitely that could disrupt them, though. We'll see. Another slow round from one win. I wouldn't have minded if they just threw out some crazy tries, some crazy quick plays and such, because they only need the one round.
Yeah, they've burnt quite a few of their chances, haven't they, playing this slow, methodical style that's not been working out for them. It feels like Believe have started to get their number. Initial control, bottom of the ramp. The utility comes out from the CT side. They can afford to expend it now. Plenty of cash in the back pocket. Sensei again starts to go roaming with this AWP. Started to really come into his own as the overtimes have ticked on. Not the overtimes, as the rounds have ticked on. We're not quite at the overtimes yet, Jack, but we'll get there soon. And again, nothing to start things off here. A missed Molotov, in fact, from one win. They want this ramp control, but there's heavy presence. Volt just tucks himself in. That missed Molly, not quite going to finish him off. Glowing, at least will find one. But there's still plenty of presence inside of this A site, and again, with just 35 seconds left, smoke's still down. Maze in a perfect position to deny this whole damn thing. There's the first. Sensei there to back his man up as well. Maze continues to find damage, and with Sensei hitting his shots, this round is surely a goner as well. Glowing left in the 1v3, but he's picked off again as Sensei has free reign over the A ramp, and 5 rounds becomes 4.
Yeah, I mean, basically 3. There should be some pistols here at least, some Tech 9, some body armor, so they might try something faster, which honestly I think might be what eventually works for them. So let's see. See, now it's a bit harder to justify just going for a crazy rush in the next gun round because they don't have as many chances anymore. And they're throwing a couple of them out earlier on. I think they may have got what they needed. Yeah, Travis catches the timing on Banjo, plucking him out of the air. The smokes go down on that bomb site. Should give them the room they need to get the plant into place. The utility, there's a little bit, but it's not enough to actually stop it from going down. And with utility of their own, they can hold this retake off for a while.
They're in a fantastic position now to shut this one down. Maze has at least dealt with one, though. He's caught the mid flank of Glowing. He's bought them a 4-on-4. With only the one rifle in place, still utility available for this CT side. That's a beautiful pop flash. Travis, nothing he can do. The techs betraying Flamey up close. He gets one, but he's out of ammo, and the kills just keep on coming for this CT side. A beautiful retake. Despite the initial kills, despite that bomb going down, it will be 12. The buy will follow, but one win are going to start feeling this slip through their fingers. 2 more opportunities at best to get this one over the line. The pistol's not quite able to do it. 2 more rifle buys. All they have remaining to try and finish the job.
I'm getting a bit scared for them. I think they might keep up the pace, though, with how well that went for them. Let's see. At least a couple players being sent somewhere to try and catch the aggression. That would be the play, rather than just sitting back and waiting for picks around or whatever as they have been. Oh, a ton of nade damage down in the early stages. 2 players on half health. Travis taking a small bit as well. It's just... sorry, it's just not making things any easier for them in what is already a rough stretch of rounds now.
They have started to learn. They've realised that B is going to be the site. They had success with the pistols. They'll go again with the rifles. Flashes are good. Charging in is Travis, and he's got an isolated fight. Glowing's found at least one, and Deco, full blinded, will still grab the second. A 3-on-5, but there's damage all over the shop here. There is a lot of room for an M4 spray to get this one done. Still a minute on the clock. Plenty of time. Flanks all over the place as well, but they might not need them. Travis, low on HP, but still fragging out. Finds the headshot that surely must seal this one now. Sensei trying to push on up. Nickelback inside of the smoke will be dealt with. It's the first of many. As Maze now left on his own, nothing the AWPer can do. It will be one win. It takes them a little longer than perhaps they should have needed, but they get themselves the 16-12 on map 2. They secure the clean 2-0, and they put out a performance that, to be honest, is incredibly solid considering the movement.